In the last video, we did something rebellious. We took the power of massive AI data center and compressed it down to run on a standard laptop. We installed Ollama and now we have a genius living in our machine. But right now, this genius have amnesia about your life. It knows history, it knows coding, but it doesn't know your business strategy. It hasn't read your thesis, and definitely it hasn't seen the contract you're worried about signing. If you want to analyze your private document today, most people upload it to ChatGPT or Google's NotebookLM. But every time you do that, you are handing your secrets to the mega corporation. They use it, they scan it, and they own it. Today, we stop doing that. We're going to build a private research lab. We're going to give your local AI eyes to read thousands of pages of your document. We're going to replicate Notebook LLM but fully offline, uncensored, and yours forever. This is Local RAG Masterclass. Let's decode. But before we start, please like and subscribe the channel. To master this, you can't just click buttons. You need to understand the architecture. The system we are building is called a RAG, a Retrieval Augmented Generation. Let's simplify this. Imagine your local AI Llama 3 is a brilliant university professor. The professor has read the entire internet up until last year. But if you ask the professor what's in the strategic plan I wrote yesterday, he will blank stare. He hasn't read it. So RAG is simply a process of handing your specific document to the professor seconds before you ask the question. You are effectively saying, Professor, read this page and answer my questions based only on this page. So that will bridge the gap between AI's general knowledge and your specific data. But there is a catch. If you have 10,000 documents, you can't hand the professor all of them at once. He will get overwhelmed. You need to find the exact page that matters. How does the computer understand the meaning to find that page? Here comes the vector database. Traditional search is dumb. It looks for the exact word. So if you search for meal, it won't find dinner because the letters are different. Vector database is a semantic engine. It turns these words into numbers, coordinates in 3D space. In this database, the word dog and the word puppy will be stored right next to each other because they have similar meaning. The word cat will be nearby, but the word submarine will be far away. So when we install our tool today, it's going to take your PDF, chop them up, turn them into these meaning coordinates and store them locally. When you ask a question, it doesn't look for a keyword, it looks for the concept, and that's why it feels magical. Now, the elephant in the room. Google have a viral product called Notebook LLM. It's free, it's fast, and generates those cool podcasts. I actually love Notebook LLM for public research, but for private work, never. Here is the comparison. Number one, privacy. So when you upload to Google, you hand over your data pipeline. With local setup, the data never leaves your SSD. Number two, censorship. Google's Gemini has safety filters. So if your document contains sensitive topics or strong opinions, it might refuse to answer. Your local AI doesn't judge you, it just works. Number three, flexibility. In Notebook LLM, you are stuck with Gemini. Locally, you can swap the brain, use Llama 3 for general stuff or DeepSeek for coding. You have a Swiss Army knife, not just a hammer. So how do we build this? If you look online, many people will say use Docker, use Open Web UI. Docker is great, I love it. Docker is good for developers, but for this masterclass, we are using AnythingLLM desktop. Why? Because it's an all-in-one installer. It bundles the vector database, the API, and the chat interface in one app. We want to spend our time using the AI, not debugging the containers. So in your browser, type anythingllm.com. It will load this download page and you can click on the download for desktop. It has three versions, one for Mac OS, Linux and Windows. I have Windows, so I'll download it for Windows. Once downloaded, click on the installer and installer will take approximately 2 to 3 minutes to install on your laptop. I will fast forward the installation process. So it's downloading libraries, almost there. Yeah, and now click on finish. Allow the public and private network access. And this is the first look of how AnythingLLM looks like. Now click on get started, and AnythingLLM will now ask for the LLM provider. So if you see in our first video, we have installed Ollama. So AnythingLLM sees Ollama running instantly. Let's click on get started now and search for Ollama. You don't have to do any other configurations. It's running in the background, so it sees and also finds the models. In our case, it's Llama 3.2. We have Ollama, we have AnythingLLM embedder, and for our vector database, let's keep it as LanceDB. So it's free, it's local. Enter your personal details and finish the setup. So if you have skipped to create a workspace before, you'll come to this page. AnythingLLM have a lot of things to offer, but let's start by creating a workspace. Click on create workspace. I will give it a name, Decode with Niraj. And here you go. So you can play around now with the AnythingLLM in your workspace. Look at the settings. So let's try to configure some of the settings which are really crucial. When I click on the settings, here I see Ollama, I see the models, but this is crucial. The default is 4096, okay for chatting, but if you want to analyze financial reports or contracts, you must bump this up to 8K or 16K. If you have a 16 GB of RAM or Mac M series chip, crank it up, and this lets the AI read larger pages at once. Let's get started. So let's play around by uploading some documents. I pulled Coca-Cola's 2025 Q3 results. So the PDF is complex, it has a lot of tables. So let's see how AnythingLLM responds to the questions related to the document. Let's start by uploading the document. So it's uploading the document now. I'm moving it to my workspace. If I scroll down, it will be seen in my workspace. And now I'll save and embed. So this will create the meaning coordinates I talked about and store it into the LanceDB. So it's converting the document now. Workspace is updated successfully. And now let's key in a prompt. Okay, let's also check if we have the token set to 16K. So it has proper settings. Let's go back to our chat, and yeah, this is a prompt, our question that I'm asking. Look at the labeled condensed consolidated statements of income, extract the value of net operating revenue for 3 months. And it's going through the document. Yeah, it's a very complex document, so it may take some time. So now it started responding. According to context, the value of net operating revenue for 3 months ended September 2026-25 is $12.455 million. Yeah, so that's good. So it started responding to your specific document. Anything LLM is not just for files, it's for the web. Let's say you're learning a new code framework or researching a competitor. Okay, let's now check how it performs with the web URL. So I'll take the TCS Q3 results for 2025 and feed it to the Anything LLM, and let's see how it responds to the questions. So I have provided the TCS Q3 URL and asked to check the URL and summarize the Q3 results. So let's see how it does it. So based on the provided URL, here's a summary of TCS Q3 FY 2026 financial results. It gives the revenue, net income, earnings per share, and this is interesting. So look, the note that it has written at the end. So this information does not appear to be related to Coca-Cola, but rather Tata Consultancy Services as indicated by the URL provided. So because we use the same workspace and we had uploaded the Coca-Cola financial results previously, and that's the reason, like, it identified that as well. Now you can shut off your Wi-Fi and chat with the website offline. Imagine downloading the entire documentation manual before your flight. That is the utility of local AI. If you are a developer, Anything LLM have full APIs. If you're a Python dev, you can build the entire RAG pipeline using LangChain and Ollama in 20 lines of code. Now that we have tried the PDF document and the web URL, let's see how it performs with the code. So I have a Python code which I'll try upload to the LLM and ask to analyze the code. So let's see how it performs. So let's start by creating a new thread so it doesn't get confused. I'll rename it to code. I will attach my Python code which I wrote some months back, and then I am asking, can you analyze the code and tell me what it does. So it's analyzing the code. Again, I'm using the same Llama 3.2, but if you change the model more specific to coding, it may give better results. But let's see how Llama 3.2 performs. Yeah, the code setup, yeah, it started telling or breaking down the components of the code, and yes, it is explaining my code, what it is doing now. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to show, that Anything LLM can do a lot of things. These are a few of the things that I demoed in this video. In the next video, we will add more powers to our local AI. Stay tuned. Look at what we have achieved. You have the brain, Ollama, you have the library, Anything LLM, so you are completely independent of the big tech now. You could go to the cabin in the woods with no internet and still have world's smartest research assistant on your lap. But right now, it can only talk. In the next video, we will equip the brain with more powers. Hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss the upgrade. I'm Niraj and I'll see you in the next.